And also you begin to have a much more enriched and develop a deeper appreciation of our culture, because our culture is a very complex, sophisticated culture. But it's not just the polyrhythms in Ghana. It's also the sophisticated sounds in Papua New Guinea. It's also Duke Ellington. It's also Brother James Brown, all mixed together. And once you begin to appreciate that on a deeper level and see our stories, I think we move up and we have a better sense of self and do more things in the world. Another purpose of the festival is to give a showcase to all the fine artists that don't have an opportunity. Major black artists this year, for instance, we have an incredible artists from everywhere. Most of the time, most of these black artists are shut out of. There's no major galleries in the United States, no major museums across the street, as an example, the County Art Museum that showcase and have a permanent part of their collection, black art. So for at least 12 days, you get a chance to come in and see some of the most incredible artists you want to see, jewelers, clothes designers from all over the world that you won't see in magazines, and you'll enhance your own personal, adornment kind of thing, as well as support these artists who are full-time professional artists. So that's the second thing we do. Then the third thing, which is really, really important, is that we feel that in order to get distributors to put more sophisticated and more entertaining kind of films about our life on the big screen, on cable, or on the small screen, is that if you don't have a big budget behind you and this big studio behind you, then you got to put your film in the festival and have distributors come and see your film, and you say, look, there's an audience for my film, here it is at the festival. Well, most festivals are white, so like Sundance is a white film festival, Cannes in France is a white film festival, so there's no black audiences. So if you want to show a distributor there's a black audience for your film, you put your film in the Pan-African Film Festival or the American Black Festival in Miami, or the Contemporary African Film Festival in New York, and bring a distributor to see that there's an audience. So you actually, when you come to this festival, you actually get a chance to influence the scene. Example, if you are tired of just seeing nothing but soul playing and nothing but 50 cents, well, one of the ways you can change that is that, and there's nothing wrong with 50 cents and nothing wrong with soul playing, but they're one small aspect of our experience. So if you want to say, look, we want to have more than these kind of films, then you come see some of the films at the Pan-African Film Festival, and distributors are there. They say, oh yeah, there's a lot of folks came to see this film or that film, and they get behind and they push it. We've had 10 or 15 films picked up in the last 10 years that have gone on and do well.
And I believe won an Oscar last year?
Last year, example, Tootsie. Mm-hmm. That film, what we did was we made it the center, which is another thing we do. If you put your film at a white film festival, then you're not the center. It's always independent white film or Hollywood film that's the center. We make black films the center and the focus of our festival. So therefore, we got all the Academy Award attention focused on Sochi at the last part of the voting process, and folks got out and voted for Sochi. It won the best film for best foreign film Academy Award last year, and that was exactly an example of that power. And they were not going to put any money behind Sochi until they saw black film festivals and all the people flocking to see it, and that's when they decided to put some money behind it.
Yeah, because I think you've answered maybe two of my questions already. One is, why do you feel it's important that we write our own stories to be told by us? And what is the benefit of putting your film in the Pan-African Film Festival? So I think you kind of touched on it, but if you want to add to that. I just
want to add, again, and this is for folks who are sitting at home listening. We all sit at home and says, I really think they should do this or do that with a film. Well, you can really influence that process by coming to the Pan-African Film Festival. Or if you're in New York, go to the African Film Festival in New York at Lincoln Center, because the distributors come out. They really do come out, and they really pay attention to what's happening to these films.
Okay, when you're putting together the Pan-African Film Festival, what types of films are you looking for?
We're looking first of all, we have 4 people on our committee. A person from the industry, the film industry in the city here in Hollywood. We have a person from the academic community. We have a couple of people from the festival itself. And our first criteria is, does the story speak to us? And is it entertaining? A lot of films about black folks are trying to explain us to other people. We are interested in having films that explain us to us and give us some insight, give us some attention. The best way to kind of describe that process is that I have never liked the words chitlin circuit, because that's a level of demeaning, and it's not speaking to us as a people. My mother had a beauty shop when I was a young kid, and so all the people got dressed up and went to the beauty shop and got their hair done to go see James Brown and go see Duke Ellington. They went to the cleaners, got their clean clothes out. If anything, they ate New York cut steak that day. Mm-hmm. I mean, it was a festive, exciting, and as a kid, you want to get dressed up because Ray Charles is coming to town or Count Basie's coming to town. So it was not about the chitlin circuit, and that term is demeaning a whole cultural experience and a whole excitement that we were connecting spiritually and culturally and entertainment-wise with black folks around the world. And we weren't interested in trying to explain nothing to nobody. That's what people loved about James Brown. James always spoke to us. Well, our films, we're looking for films that always speak to us and tell our particular truth to ourselves and inspire us. The other thing we look for is films that not just entertain, but drop some information. That when you leave one of our films, we hope that you walk away with a little bit of food for thought, some entertainment, and some spiritual enrichment, cultural enrichment. There's very little, for instance, anywhere in the country, we don't get a chance to have to celebrate ourselves in public space. And that was, again, I'll go back to James. One of the things about James would bring us to town when he came to town, and there was a celebration of us. If you look just last month, Christmas time, almost every major venue, from Hollywood Bowl to the Greek to the Cerrito Center, 99% they were other people's stories, other people's entertainment. There was nothing almost for us to come out and to enjoy ourselves. In fact, I think the only thing happened New Year's Eve was in Las Vegas when Prince showed up. Mm-hmm. But he was way in Las Vegas. I mean, this is the second largest city in the country, and there was absolutely nothing for us. Well, we look for films that are for us, and we try to provide a space for 12 days. We can come out and celebrate and celebrate and hang out with each other, and learn something. Also, the entertainment value. We look for entertainment in the film, and that's a very elusive word, entertainment, because people under the label called entertainment, we got buffoonery, we got stereotypes, we have chicanery, we got all kind of confusion about what black folks, who we are, and very seldom do we find authentic black humor. And that was one thing that, again, Richard Pryor had authentic black humor. He spoke to us, and it was not stereotyped. Even when he used the word nigger, even when he used the word MF, all those kind of things, he used them in a cultural way that had a certain amount of dignity and understanding who we are. So our entertainment tries to not be stereotyped. We look for entertainment in films that are authentic, that the humor that you hear your grandfather laughing about, by somebody went down and ate a bunch of watermelons one day. You can say that on a certain level, it sounds stereotypical, but if somebody really is laughing by somebody picking watermelons in 1932, it becomes, like Mudbone and Richard Pryor talking about Mudbone. So we look for those are kind of criteria. The other